Hey guys, VeryCrudelyYours here, and if you can't tell by my apparent lethargicness, I am completely exhausted. It's about 12 at night. For the past 2 nights, I have been up until like 5 and woke up the next morning at 8. So for the past 2 days, I've had like maybe 6 hours of sleep, if that. I've been to two concerts within a week, so I'm just kind of like, "Huh." Anyway. The movie I'm going to review, I actually don't have a copy of it since it's still in theaters. Um, it's not in the traditional sense a horror movie, but it has so much blood and so much violence that it would please any horror film fan. It's Inglourious Basterds, of course, and it's sort of kind of a modern day exploitation film with elements of some artisticness. There's a lot of artistic shots in it, which most Quentin Tarantino films have that. But for one, there's nothing at all similar between Inglourious Basterds and Inglourious Basterds. They're completely different films, so don't go into them expecting a remake of that damned armored train, which is the Italian title for the original 1970s Inglourious Basterds. Anyway, long story short, the film starts out with this bizarre, completely eccentric Nazi named sorry, Isaac, named the Jew Hunter, and he kills a family in the first few minutes of the film, but one person escapes, and then 4 years later, she runs a multiplex that this really eccentric German soldier, um, who is obviously just an like a pun on York. I'm pretty sure it was York, but there was an American soldier in World War II that just did some incredibly crazy things, like destroying like 6 machine gun nests with his bare hands and stuff like that. And then he came back and he starred in his own action films. Um, it's a play on that guy. This guy, he killed 300 American soldiers, I think. He was a sniper, and it's just a propaganda film. And it's really interesting because Eli Roth directed it, and I don't know, I'm probably the only one out there, but I really like Eli Roth. Like I've said, I pretty much admire anyone that's willing to make a horror film that's not PG-13 anymore. Which I mean, Hostel is one of the first films that I saw in theaters that was super, super, super gory. But sometimes he says some annoying things. Like I heard him one time quote Cronenberg, and he said, some of my favorite Cronenberg films are Shivers and Videodrome and It Came From Within, They Came From Within, which is Shivers and They Came From Within are the exact same movie. But anyway, so he does say some annoying things. I mean, everyone gets tongue-tied at least once in their life, so I can pretty much handle that. But long story short, Eli Roth and a couple of unknowns play the Bastards, who are led by Brad Pitt. They're all Jewish Americans. Eli Roth's probably the most I don't know how to say it. He's probably the most entertaining of them all. He plays this baseball bat swinging guy called the Bear Jew, who just beats Nazis to death with a baseball bat, and he's so brutal on them. And they just basically kill Nazis and scalp them. And there's 8 soldiers, and he says that he wants 100 scalps from each soldier. And long story short, they find out that this new propaganda film is going to be played at this theater that the original the girl whose family was murdered, Shoshana, her theater is going to play this new Nazi propaganda film just because the actor, who, like I said, who was like an homage to York, just because he has the hots for her. And she can't stand him, though, since the Nazis killed her family. But then the British get involved because they find out that this is going to happen, and they involve the Bastards in it. And then this double agent, who's played by Diane Kruger, who's a film actress, she gets involved in it. But then at the same time, the Jew hunter, he is still prominent, not at hunting Jews, but he's like a super high-ranking officer who decides to hold the security at the theater. And just something else would spoil it. But anyway, at the end of the film, you've got the theater owner who hates the Nazis because they killed her family, the British, and the Bastards all working trying to destroy this theater because the entire Nazi high command is going to be there, including Hitler. And like I said, to say anything else would just ruin the movie, but it's hilarious. It's incredibly action packed on the scenes that have action. It's not Kill Bill by any means. It's not like that action packed, but if you've seen Kill Bill 2, you know what I'm talking about. How it has the scenes that are action packed. There's just lots and lots and lots of action, and the scenes where there's lots of talking. There's lots and lots and lots of talking. But the way Quentin Tarantino writes his films, there's not one line of dialogue that's boring to hear. Everything in his films are just so entertaining to listen to. But this film speaks three languages. It speaks German, English, French, and Italian. So don't go into it if you don't like subtitles. I'd say maybe over 2/3 of the movie are subtitled, which I actually love. And my friend, he hates subtitled movies. Um, like the kind of movies that he watches are like Step Brothers and stuff like that. But he absolutely loved it, which really amazed me because of all the subtitles. So maybe I'm wrong whenever I say don't go into it if you don't mind reading subtitles, but there's lots of them. Just a heads up, there's a lot. But the characters are very interesting, and it probably has the best interesting. It has a very funny double meaning line spoken at the end of the movie, and to say anything else, like I said, would ruin it because it's just such a good movie. But don't Wikipedia it, don't bootleg it. Go to the theater because most people out there are not going to go see this film because it's just a new action film or it's the new Brad Pitt film. Which actually there's not even one central main character in the movie except the bad guy. He's really the only one that is related to each other in some way. There's lots of main characters in the movie. So Brad Pitt he's really one of the least shown main characters. But don't go into it expecting that. Most people went to go see it because they knew it's the new film from Quentin Tarantino. So you're gonna have a lot of Tarantino fans in your theater. My theater was laughing. They were having a great time because Brad Pitt's character is hysterical. Um, at the end of the movie, everyone was clapping. You got a standing ovation from the audience. Which when I saw it on its second screening, I think. Yeah, I saw it on a second screening. So, because the first one was midnight, and then they didn't show another one after midnight, and then the next one was at 12 the next day. So, I went and saw that with my friend, and like I said, had a blast. So, go see it in theaters while it's still fresh on people's minds, while people are still lining up to see it, and you're gonna have a very fun theater experience, and it's just a really one of a kind movie because it has spaghetti western music and it has the amazing score from Revolver, the Blue Underground release with Oliver Reed and Fabio Zazzi. I think the alternate title for Revolver was Blood in the Streets, but it has the theme song to that at one scene in the movie, and I was just thrilled because that's my favorite Euro crime film of all time. But Tarantino is definitely someone who knows his stuff. He knows what he wants. He knows the way he wants things to look, and there's so many artistic shots in this, but at the same time, there's so many kind of grindhousey looking shots, if that makes any sense. But there's grindhouse homages in it. Some of them didn't work very well, I think. Like there's one character named Hugo Stiglitz, and the part where they introduce him, it has these like grindhouse letters pop up on screen. And I personally thought that was a little bit of an overkill because a World War II movie that's trying to be artistic like this one and spaghetti western-ish didn't need grindhouse looking letters to appear on it. But the letters look exactly like the hobo from a shotgun letters, but hobo with a shotgun. But anyway, that one scene I could ignore. It's not like that's going to ruin the whole movie. I just thought it was kind of an overkill. But anyway, I can't believe I just talked for 9.5 minutes on how amazing Inglourious Basterds is, but it's true. I guess that I was going to review it for the website, but I guess I'll just wait until it comes out on DVD, or I might review it for my website at some point in time. But anyway, since I do it on a 10 scale, this one would definitely be a 9 out of 10. Pun intended.